Hi friends, Denise here. I am back with a video about my photographing process. I am in my garage right now, but I was gonna go through a few different categories of clothes and share how I photograph some of my items. I'm a person that puts measurements in photos in my listing because I don't want to be bothered to write things down, potentially write things wrong. So I just, in the process, take 2 to 3 photos that contain measurements and I upload them at the same time with my items. Then there's really no second guessing on my part. I also don't have to state what the measurements are. I can just direct people to the photos, and sometimes I feel like that's better. If you are a reseller that doesn't provide measurements, I just want to give this little insight. When I'm shopping on Poshmark and someone doesn't give measurements, I simply don't buy from that person, even if they are the only closet on all of Poshmark with that one item. I will not ask people for measurements. If you are not providing measurements in your photographs or in the body of your listing, however you choose, whatever works for you, I think you're missing out on sales. I think that is one of the biggest ways that people can't figure out why they're not getting sales, and it's because you're not providing the ultimate customer experience. You need to let buyers know that you want to provide as much information as possible. You don't want to have to pull items out of inventory to measure them. All you have to do is take 2 photographs when you're photographing items. It's really that simple. Sometimes I use a maximum of 16 pictures in my listing, and sometimes it doesn't necessarily need that many. This is what I think you need, or what you should have available to you at your fingertips when you are listing. Really, this is what I have. I'm gonna turn off this light, that's a little annoying. So this is what I have available to me when I'm photographing, and I'll show you my exact photographing station. I have a steamer. It says Steam Fast. It's from Amazon. There's 100 different versions of this coming from China on Amazon. Not hard to find. It fits in my hand. It's small. I do have to fill it, but I just don't have the real estate. You guys have seen my space. I don't have the real estate to have a big old like steamer on the floor here. I wish I did, but I don't. I also keep a few little push pins right on my photographing station, the actual board, because sometimes those tags are pesky and I don't always have like a full set of nails. So I don't want my janky looking nails like up in the photographs. So I just keep a pin close by, and then I don't need to have any photographs in the picture. This is what else I have. I'm a measurement person. I swear by having measurements in listings. I have a tape measure next to my station. I have a lint roller that looks like this. And then if I have black items, I have a lint roller that looks like this. And the last item that I just have is my handy dandy Conair battery powered depiller. I have a fancier one with a plug. This has a plug to it. It's called Super Lint, but guess what? It's really high powered and I have put holes in items using it. So this one has a particular purpose. This one I use for really pilled sweaters that I know that it's not going to impact the fabric of. Other types of items, Lululemon pants, for example, I can't use this. It's just gonna like suck it right in there and eat it. So that's what I have near me at all times when I photograph. And I photograph with my iPhone. I've talked about this before, but here's one of the most important steps. Open up your camera. And when you're at photo, you'll see up here, there's a little arrow. If you flip that down, that little pointer down, you're gonna see some menu items right here. If you click 4 to 3, and then you click square, you're gonna start to take your photos in a square. Now, taking your photo in a square will automatically upload to Poshmark in the format it is designed for. I don't have to do anything. I don't have to worry about it fitting. I don't have to resize it. I just do this. That's all I do. I pick a few select items to actually show you my listing process for as well. Items that I know for a fact I can find stock photos of, items that I know for a fact that I can't use stock photos from. I pull from the company's website and database as much as possible. I want to replicate titles that the company uses. I want to use the languaging that they use in my post. I just use that formula. I take that extra 30 seconds when I'm listing to do that. First and foremost, I use 2 ring lights. I use one on the right and I use one on the left to provide an equal amount of light onto the surface. This, when I sourced it, had a little discoloration spot on the front of it, and see how the hood is like rolling down? It's a little frustrating, but it's fine. I want to get a photo of the zipper pull because it does have the Lululemon logo, and I also want to make the thumb holes visible on one of the sleeves when I'm taking this first photo. So there we go. Flat lay, smoothing it out. To me, I mentioned this in a video, that this looks like Lululemon meets Patagonia. I will take a picture of the top half and then the bottom half. I will actually show that this is zippered. I'm gonna get a shot of that zipper pull, and then I'm gonna pull out a little bit. I'm gonna put my hand in the pocket. I will actually put my arm in this as well. I know where the size dot is now after just wrestling with it. I'll tell you how I found it. I looked on the inside and I could see the kind of adhesive for the circle, and then I backed out from there. So this is a size 6. This was produced in 2018, and I don't think it's going to provide enough information for me to really find this on the Lululemon website. I am going to provide pit to pit on this, and I normally don't for Lululemon, but I just think because this is a unique style, it's nice for someone to know what the dimensions of this are, and then a person is not going to have to comment, add it to a bundle, and say to me, excuse me, can you tell me what the pit to pit of this is? It's just going to be there. Sometimes you do have to say to people, are you able to scroll the photographs? And I don't say that in a cheeky way at all. I just say that so people know, because a lot of the times they don't expect people to put measurements in postings. And, you know, that's just simply laziness on the behalf of a lot of resellers. They don't want to be bothered. I don't want to be bothered pulling it out of inventory. I want someone to see it, love it, figure out if the size works for them, and then buy it. I don't want them to have to wait and ask me and come back and have to pay. I want them to be able to pay right away. I will put my hand in here. I will put it behind the background so I can show that that has thumb holes. People love thumb holes, love thumb holes. It's a feature you should absolutely show in your listings, however you'd like to accomplish that. Very, very chill items to photograph. I mean, this is like easy peasy. Not a lot of hassle or struggle here. I am gonna also show that there is a Lululemon logo tag down here. Like Patagonia, like Lululemon, people want other people to know that they're wearing Lululemon, they're wearing Patagonia. Always show the external logos. People love that. Okay, next up is a pair of shorts. These are men's shorts. I actually have a stock photo of these. I see a little, and these have been washed, but there's a little, might be glue right there. I might try my good old handy friend. Sometimes if there's something kind of stuck on after you've watched things, sometimes your good old handy friend, look at that. the D-pillar just took that right off for me. Now I don't have to worry about it. Like I said, I washed these. It just happened to be something that was a little bit more stuck on than a one wash took care of. I am going to take one picture like this, one picture with my hand in the pocket. I'm going to take a picture of the back, and I'm going to take a picture of that patch. Now I'm going to take a picture of the interior tag because it says size 34. And then I'm also going to take a picture of the tag that is underneath that tag, just for thorough purposes, because it's not going to take me really any time. I'm going to do one of these to let people know that it's a button fly, and my photo is really just going to show that featured area. What I like to do with shorts, you know, I think it's important to always show inseam on any pants. That's really one of the most important questions that I get. A lot of people don't need a lot of clarification with the size, but I always provide it because you don't know how an item was laundered. And a lot of the times, especially on jeans, there could be shrinkage. So that is a 5-inch inseam, and I will put that in my posting that they are 5-inch shorts. Now these are a 34, but they're gonna be, whoops, a more oversized fit. They are measuring closer to 18. And then, you know, you'll get a pair of women's pants that are a 34 and they'll measure like 16. I'm just like, okay, so men's, they vanity size and make bigger, and women's, they make smaller than what the size is on the tag. Little point of frustration. On a men's, I usually don't put the rise, especially something like this. Jeans, yes. Shorts, I'm not going to do the rise. Rise is important on jeans. Okay, so we've got a square to work with, and we've got a rectangle item here, like a pair of jeans. This is like a big rectangle. And if I were to pull out on this, I can get pretty close to not having much of an edge, and I can remove that background if I need to. So that's great. And then I, of course, like to do those close-ups so people can see the condition and zoom on that more closely. Because these are embroidered, I like to show that detail for the buyer because they're drawn to the embroidery and they would like to see what it is. I have a couple of methods for how I like to showcase jeans in a square format if I'm not going to have a stock photo available to me. The first way is going to be folded like this. Now to me, it feels like it makes more sense to fold it with the back pockets showing, so then you can see the details of the embroidery on the leg and you can see the details of the embroidery on the back. So that's how I will set, and this could potentially be my cover photo, so I have to feel confident in that. The other way that I like to create the square cover photo is like this. I want to showcase, how can I showcase that? I'm going to kind of go like this. It's a little bit not perfectly in half because I want to show the embroidery here and I want to show the embroidery here. So folded in half is the other way that you can get an item to fit in a square easily. Now I'm going to do all those other traditional photos. These are called the Primrose. I'm going to do that up close of the label right now. And then I'm gonna do the up close of the legs. And then I will pull out so I can get these in one photograph. Then this is what I'm going to do. I'm gonna do the inseam first. And because of my setup, and everyone has their own setups, these actually are a great length. These are like 28s. Very hard to find these days. Because that's so up there, and I would be like reaching high trying to accomplish a lot, what I'm gonna do is just pull these down to provide the measurements. I'm also going to show that there's some distressing, which I am 99% certain is factory distressing. Hopefully I can find some pictures to confirm that. Okay, so that is about where we're at. And then I like to also give the rise. So I start it where the seam meets the seam, and then it ends obviously where the top is above the button. These appear to be a little bit of a mid-rise jean. These are not a high-rise jean. So that's all the measurements that I provide. Move into how I actually list these items. Here's another option for you that I just kind of want to cut to. When I'm photographing these items, I have two options. I have decided for me, and my best workflow is to actually do Google image search when I'm in the listing process. It is possible to also do the Google image search. I'm gonna try to turn it so you can see it on the camera when you are listing. So then you have the information right there. So I just did that, and I'm gonna put right here, bird, well, beach, breeches. And now I'm gonna search. I'm gonna take a screenshot of this. I see that they're $95 on the company's website. Not what I'm gonna sell them for, but they're $95 on the company's website. I may click through and just see if they have any stock photos when I go to the company's website. I like to pull up this information, classic cord shorts. There we go. There's someone wearing them. So I'm going to take one screenshot of that, and then I'm going to take an additional screenshot, and I'm going to make it look more of a square. So one is a little bit more informational, and one is what I'm going to use in my listing. Okay, so I go into sell. I go into drafts. I don't have any drafts, but it says I have 4, which is hilarious. I then select the photos that I'd like to. Now these are associated with the corduroys. So then I'm gonna go and scroll to the corduroy shorts. And then I'm gonna upload them. I want this information on this one because that's the information about the shorts that I'll use when I'm listing. And then I'm gonna make sure I like the way that looks. I'm gonna cancel, and I'm gonna save it as a draft. I'm now gonna do the sun dance. I noticed that that is turned a little bit. Sometimes that happens. My camera gets wonky, so I'm just gonna fix it. This one, I'm gonna rotate it when I upload it. If you wanna rotate other photos, just move them to the first slot and then it'll let you rotate them. I need to plug in my phone. I just save the photos in there and then I post from my actual computer. Okay, so I am at my computer. I have gone to Poshmark. I am going to my drafts. I see my listings. I'm gonna start with the Birdwell shorts since they're gonna be the easiest to list. These are called the classic corduroy shorts. I'm gonna put Birdwell Beach Breeches. I'm gonna take a look at that other tag. It's showing me that it says Birdwell Beach Breeches. And then I'm gonna put corduroy, that's a funny word to spell, shorts, tan, size 34. I think I put 35. I'm gonna delete this. They're $95. I'm gonna delete this. I just took those as screenshots. Here are the size measurements that I had. I'm just gonna order things. The way I like them ordered. I kind of do front and back, show some details, then I do the measurements, then I do the tags. Pre-owned, great condition. Men, shorts. I'm not gonna call them any type of shorts. I am gonna call them waist 34. They don't have tags. The brand is Birdwell. The color is tan. I'm gonna say California Coastal Surf. Sulfate free, that's interesting. So they retail for $95. Let's see, $95 with 40% off. Sometimes I do percentages. I don't just like pick a number out of thin air. I'm taking like 40% off of something that isn't easy to find or oversaturated. If it's oversaturated, I have to change my strategy. I'm gonna list these for $57. I see that some people have sold them for upwards of $70, so they're not brand new. And yeah. So I'm gonna do 40% off, which was $57. I'm gonna say $58. I'm gonna list them. Okay, so here's my numbers, and this is telling me that this came out in April of 2016 and that it's a size 6. I'm gonna search men hooded fleece pull over, and then I know it's from 2016 and I don't have much more information than that, so I'm gonna try to see if I can find something that might look remotely familiar. That's a full zip. That's a scuba hoodie. Let me put, well, I did put pullover. Anyway, oh, look at what I have here. There she goes. I'll take a screenshot of that and I will pull it into my listing right now. Boom, boom. And now I'll reorder, and I'll reorder in a way that I like showing the details. That's just like my personal preference. Back and then zipper, and then we also want to get the little hand pull, and then I'm going to put the size last because that's pretty close to not as important. These are just little details, so I put them at the end. This is called gray hooded fleece. Yeah, well, it's funny because they got the stock photo, but they didn't really get the images. I mean, they didn't get the specific name of the pullover, so I'm not sure what this is called. I'm gonna give it one more shot here. Just nope. So then I like the order of this. Lululemon. I'm calling it outdoor fleece because sometimes when people hear fleece pullover, they're gonna think that it's just like a hooded sweatshirt, like a straight up scuba hoodie or something, and it's not. gonna call it a pullover jacket, size 6. I am currently, I'm adding the details to my listing because I can't just copy and paste. My preference would be to find this on Lulu Fanatics. I could do a reverse search, so I might do that from that stock photo. My preference would be to find this on Lulu Fanatics and then put in all the information from Lululemon in particular, but I put front pocket with zippers, quarter zip, thumb holes, and hood. I'm gonna do women, jackets and coats, and I'm just not gonna have any. I'm gonna say size 6. Nope. This is like a gray and white, basically. We're gonna call this outdoor, athleisure, and active wear. I'm gonna make up that this was $148 when it was released, and I don't, oh, there it is, fleece and thank you. Maybe, is that it? No, that's not it. Could be it. Let me see if I can search that. Probably first generation. Okay, I'm done frickin' and frackin' about this. You know, you really can go down some rabbit holes, so be mindful of your time. Oh, how much am I gonna list this for? I'm gonna list this for $70. The cover shot. I'm gonna look and see which one I like better. I think I like this one. Then I'm gonna also have this one there in general, but it's not my favorite one. Then I do the front view. I do the top of the front view. And then, you know, I'll put the details at the end more. And then this is the front legs, and then here's the back. There's the top. So I like to put it in order. This is called the Sundance Primrose. Let's see. I did take a screenshot of what I thought the color was. Yes, I did. Sugar Blossom. And they are a size 28. Great condition. Women jeans, they're pretty much, I can't put ankle and cropped because they're 28 inches, so they're kind of like skinny jeans, but I hate putting that because they're not like skinny, so I'm just gonna put none, and I'm gonna put 28. I'm looking to see if I can find a pair, and there they are. I love the internet. I just love the internet, and I'm gonna use that stock photo because it looks way better than this first photo. So there you have it. someone's gonna think, oh boy, I'm gonna look cute in these, and they sold for $24. But guess what? Your friend Denise is not going to sell them for $24. I'm going to say that these jeans are blue and white because of the embroidery. I'm gonna put embroidered, I'm gonna put boho, and I'm gonna put western. Who knows? I don't know if those tags really work, but I always put 3. I always put 3 tags. I am going to list these for $68 because I think they're darn cute. And if someone sold them for $24, that's their problem. I am gonna just kind of end there. That's my process for listing. That's what it looks like. Hold on, I need to stop my screen recording. I'm gonna be sharing that as okay, so that's it. That's my listing process. That's my photographing process. If you enjoyed some insight into my process, if you would like to share something that really works for you, that has streamlined your photographing process, I would love to hear any corners that I can cut from this process. You know, you don't know unless someone tells you what they do or you happen to see a video on it. So hopefully it was inspiring. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you